Side told us that, right? But just because we crying aloud, that doesn't mean we hate our people. We don't teach hatred, we teach love. The love of our people and the redemption of our people. To show our people, the so-called blacks and Latinos, that they the #1 man, woman, and child. How you doing, princess? Did you know you're a princess? What's up, Prince? You know you're a prince, man? What's your name? What's your name, brother? BJ, what's your name, sis? What'd you say? Adorn? Beautiful names, beautiful names. I want y'all to know something, right? Go to Revelation 1:1. Y'all believe the Bible? Let me ask you a question, young brother. What does Christ look like, you know? I'm saying, what does Jesus look like? You see? And that ain't his fault. Because in this society, they're not teaching our children right. That's why it's up to us. That's why, what happened to the village? Right? Because they always say it takes a village to raise a child. And it's a village that must come back. And you know what that village starts with? The men of the Lord.
That's right.
It's our job to bring that village back. So I'm going to show you something, young brother. What's your name again? Sean, judge my mind and not my heart, brother. Go ahead. Revelation 1:1. Read.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
The revealing. Revelation means the revealing. So we're dealing with the revealing of Jesus Christ. We call him Yasharahla in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, but we know that everybody knows him as Jesus Christ, right? So we're going to say Jesus, right? So the revealing of Jesus Christ. Jump to verse 10, huh?
This is verse 10. I was in the spirit of the Lord on the Lord's day, and heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet, saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, and what thou seest write in a book.
It said he was in the, John the Revelator said he was in the spirit on the Lord's day. Today is the Lord's day.
That's
Today
right.
is the Sabbath day.
That's right.
Friday sundown to Saturday sundown is the Lord's Sabbath. That stuff they teach you in the Christian church, you can't believe it. Because they got that from the same person that's oppressing them. They get their doctrine from the same people that was beating our backs in slavery. The same people that was cutting the baby out of our sister's stomach and stepping on it. Feeding our children to alligators as alligator bait. They took this Bible and twisted it. So we can't believe anything these Christian pastors that go to Esau Seminary School say. Because we know they compromised. Today is the Sabbath day. Today is the Lord's day, right? Now jump to verse 13.
Verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one likened unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
One like the Son of Man. That's talking about Jesus. Y'all watch wrestling? Y'all like wrestling? Y'all ever seen the belts that the wrestlers wear? That belt right here? Jesus had something like that on. He was girded up. He had the girdle right here, it was gold, like a belt. That's what he had on. Now that's going to tell us what he looked like. Read.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
His head and his hairs, you ever seen a sheep? You ever seen how the sheep hair look? BJ, you know what the sheep hair look like? What it look like? It look like your hair, young brother. You see that? Feel your hair. Feel your hair. Feel your hair. I want you to feel your hair. And when you feel your hair, I want you to understand that that's beauty. You got hair just like Christ got. That's beauty. Young sister, when you get older, you're going to set the beauty standards. You understand? Mommy set the beauty standards. All these white women out here, they paying millions of bucks to look like you. And you know why that's important? Finish this verse. I'm going to tell you why it's important. Go ahead, read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
Now brass is a derivative of brown, right? So brass is brown. If you take anything and put it in the furnace, what that's gonna do? It's gonna burn it up. It's gonna darken it. Burn it with a white beard, white in color, wool in texture. And this is why that's important. Let me tell you why it's important. It's important because they take our babies her age, right? They put them in a room, and they put a white dog and a black dog down, and they say, which one is beautiful? And our babies point to the white dog and say the white dog is beautiful and the black dog is ugly. You know why they do that? Because all the images they see on TV, all the Disney princesses, everything they see on TV is white images of beauty. And everything they show about us on TV is trash. That's why imaging is important. Now we know when we see an image of Christ in his true depiction, we're not worshiping that image. We're simply saying that is important for our children to see.
That's right.
Because it's important for our children to know, hey, the greatest man that ever walked the earth looked like me.
That's right.
Feel your hair again, BJ. Christ had hair like that. So when somebody tries to say your hair is nappy, it don't matter. Christ got hair like that. Nappy hair is beautiful.
That's right.
You got these white girls on Instagram going to the tanning salon 17 hours a day and doing crazy stuff to their hair so that they can look like they got natural hair.
Bring that up.
And you got our sisters killing themselves to look like these white girls when the white girls paying millions of dollars to look like them. Black woman, you set the beauty standard.
That's right.
You set the beauty standard, black and Hispanic woman. You're the beauty standard. Why you want to look like them? So these images are very important for us to understand so that our children can feel good about themselves. You got to feel good about yourself when you wake up in the morning. That ain't nappy hair, that's beautiful hair. That's beautiful hair. Look how your sister hair is. That's beautiful hair. Sis, don't ever perm her hair, sis. Keep it away from that. Because again, our people set the beauty standard and our children need to understand their royalty.
That's right.
Go to Deuteronomy 7:6 real quick, out of one. We the royalty. We the number one man, woman, and child. The Most High set up 12 mighty tribes. You know what tribe you come from, brother? You from the tribe of Judah, man. His father's a so-called African American, right? From the tribe of Judah, brother. Go ahead and read what you got, King.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
See that? The Bible just said that you're above everybody else. And you a special person unto the Most High God.
Right.
Above everybody else. See, as you get older, brother, you the future. You and your brother and your sister, y'all the future. And as y'all get older, if Christ ain't came back yet, you're going to see our people doing the same thing they've been doing for 400 years. And you know what that is? Being murdered and thinking marching is going to do something about that. We want equality. Don't you hear that a lot? We just want to be equal, boy. Brother, you ain't equal to them. You better than them.
That's right.
You above them.
That's right.
We're not equal to these people. These people are animals. They say we the animals, but they the animals. These people are the animals. And we above them because the Lord said so.
That's right.
God said we above them.
Yeah.
The Most High said that. He said we above every nation on this planet. You so-called blacks and Latinos, you the children of God. You above everybody. Ain't no damn equality. I don't want to be equal to the so-called white man because the Most High said I'm better.
That's right.
This ain't a hate speech, it's a truth speech.
That's right.
Anytime we go to school, they teach us we come from nothing but slaves. But guess what? They didn't put slaves on the cargo slave ships. They put kings and queens. They put lawyers and doctors. They put nobility. And when they got them over here, they beat that out of them. But guess what? We the men of the Lord, and we standing up in these last days, letting our people know it's high time that we get back to that.
Bring that up.
To the love of our brother and the love of our sisters. We getting back to that. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 10. Actually, go to 1 Kings 8 and 46 for me. You go to Deuteronomy 12 and 10. 10 and 12. Probably got to flip.
10 and 12.
10 and 12. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Hold that for me. What's your name, sis? Lisa? So, Nisi. Okay. So Nisi, this is why this is important, right? We're going to read something. I'm going to tell you exactly what this is saying. Because to whom much is given, much is required. Read what you got out.
This is 1 Kings chapter 8 and verse 46. If they sin against thee, for there is no man that sinneth not, and thou be angry with them, and deliver them to the enemy, so that they carry themselves captives unto the land of the enemy, far or near.
So the scripture is saying if the Most High be angry with us because we sinned against him, and we do that all the time, and he sent us captive into a land far or near. Hold that, go to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Because this happened, sis. This is King Solomon praying to the Most High. The sovereign King Solomon, the ruler of all the earth at the time, had everybody in subjection to him.
You got your apocrypha?
So King Solomon saying to the Lord, if this people, this great people, the Israelites, sin against you, and you sin into the enemy far
Judith
or near,
5 and 11.
right? Now watch what happened, right? Do you know how we got over here? Do you know how our people got over here? To America, you know how we got over here? How we get over here, BJ? He got it half right. George Washington had our people in slavery. He was a slave owner. Our people came over here as slaves. That's how we got over here. We had to work for our enemies for free. And when we tried to get away, they hanging us, they cutting our feet off, all sorts of wretchedness they did to us. Right? And the Bible talks about that. Start at verse 15, 28-15. What's up, Joe?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So Moses is telling the children of Israel through the Most High, listen, if you don't keep these commandments, all these curses are going to come upon you, right? So I want you to go to verse 54 first.
Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
So you know why the black and Latino community is so jacked up? Mainly the black community? Because our men, we're not stepping up to be fathers to our children. That's a curse right from the scriptures. That's what the Bible, we're cursed people because of that. Because our forefathers broke the commandments and we live out that curse. Single parent household, which is a detriment to our young brothers and sisters. Living in single parent households, a child needs both parents. The mother gonna teach you how to love, the father gonna teach you how to love. Our children need both parents. So go ahead, now jump to verse 68.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies, for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
So Moses said, we shall go into Egypt again with ships. So Egypt is synonymous. Oh, you got something for me out?
Yeah.
Go, read it.
This is Judith 5 and 11. Therefore, the king of Egypt rose up against them and dealt subtly with them and brought them low with laboring and brick and made them slaves. Then they cried until
That's it.
God.
Yeah.
So this scripture right here telling us what they did to us in Egypt. And so that goes right along with what Moses is saying right here, Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Because he said, we shall go into Egypt again with ships. And so Egypt is known as a house of bondage. Because the Israelites wouldn't have to go back to Egypt on a ship. Because you know how they got out of Egypt? They walked out of Egypt. Through the spirit and power of the Most High, Moses put the Red Sea, they walked right up out of there. They could walk. Egypt is walking distance. But it said, we'll go back to Egypt again with ships. And then we shall be sold to our enemies, the bondman and bondwoman, the slave man and slave woman. And no man shall buy you, meaning nobody will be able to redeem you. No might in our hand. When did that happen? 1400s and the 1600s. They started taking our people into slavery. The Northern Kingdom, it happened to them. our Latino brothers and sisters, Christopher Columbus, took them, 1,000 Taino men to Seville, Spain. And then like BJ said, the pilgrims and everybody that was already over here, that came over here, colonizing this place, they started taking the Southern Kingdom. The so-called Negroes, West Indians, Jamaicans, Haitians, they started taking us into slavery. And that's in the Bible, sis. So watch this. Go back to 1 Kings 8, read verse 47.
It's in the book of 1 Kings, chapter 8, and verse 47. Yet, if they shall bethink themselves in the land whither they were carried captive, and repent and make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carried them captives.
Hold that right there.
So the scriptures, Nisi said, if they shall bethink themselves. The same people that sinned against the Most High and he sent them away captive, he said if they shall bethink themselves. You know what bethink yourself means? It means to remember who you are. That's what it means. So we got to bethink ourselves. Remember who it is that we are. Right? Call back. Because guess what? What was the first thing you did to your mother to honor her? Do you know? When she called your name, what'd you do? Right. When you was a baby or a toddler, you were old enough to understand that, oh, when they say Nisi, they calling me. My mama calling me, my daddy calling me when he or she say Nisi. You gave honor unto them by turning and walking to your mama, right? So guess what? The Most High is calling you an Israelite. He's not calling you an African American. He's not calling you a bitch like these sisters do in these songs. He's not calling you that. He's not calling you a Negro. He's calling you a daughter of Zion. He's calling you an Israelite. And he's calling your children Israelites. And he told you that you're the number one man, woman, and child on this planet. That's what he told you. And so with that, when you bethink yourself, when the Lord calls for you, you go to him. And I ain't talking about being dipped underwater and getting back up and doing the same wretched things you was doing before you got dipped under there. We're not talking about the hypocrisy that these Christian churches put our people through by not telling them the truth. We're talking about making a radical change to the Most High.
That's right.
Turning away from the things that dishonor him and face the things that honor him. And renunciate the things that aren't going to get us closer to him. Right? Go ahead, read.
Saying, we have sinned and have done perversely. We have committed wickedness.
Right, so you got to turn to the Most High, repent, and make supplication. An earnest plea to him. An earnest plea to the Most High. And watch what he do. It'll be a roller coaster. But at the end of it, when the roller coaster stops for a little while, because we got to constantly endure it, it'll be a little roller coaster, but the Most High going to strengthen you. He going to make you whole.
That's right.
He going to make your children whole. They can walk with their heads up knowing, wait a second, I don't care what you say. I'm an Israelite.
That's right.
I'm a daughter of Zion. I'm from the tribe of Judah, the same tribe Christ comes from. Right? So now that you think yourself and you know you're an Israelite, here's what the Lord said. Read what you got.
10 and 12.
Now that you know that, watch this. Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12. And now Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
Right, so it's about keeping the commandments of the Most High God. Now that you bethink yourself and you know who you are, you an Israelite, the number one man, woman, and child on this planet, now we repent and turn back to the Lord.
That's right.
Because guess what? Esau has duped our people into thinking that they the number one man, woman, and child. That's why imaging is so important. That's why it's so important for your children to know what Christ looked like. That's why it's so important. Because these people, that tell our vision, they program our people to stay in a dumbed down condition. But guess what? The minute the Lord is here, and it's high time we rise up and take back what's ours. You an Israelite, sis, your children Israelites, and we got to keep the commandments of the Most High God in the faith of Christ. That's how we make it up out of here. Because if you can perceive it, this place is about to go. This place is finished. It's like America treading water. They tread water. The pride of this people has really deceived them to think that they don't make it about it over the next 20 years. The Most High God is doing the thing in this earth. He's doing the thing. And he finna set things right. Go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Go to Joel chapter 2. Start at verse 1. Let me see if that's what I want. Yeah, that's what I want. I want you to start at verse 20 when we get there. Yeah, go to Joel for me, brother. Joel 3 and 1. I'm gonna show you something. 3 and 1. I'm gonna show you something, Sister Lisa.
Bring it out!
Because check it out, right? One thing about America, one thing about these devils here, is that you can understand, is that they're gonna always war. America gonna fight. If they don't do nothing else, they're gonna be in war with somebody. But see, they prideful. They prideful. They don't think nobody can touch them. That's why they in all these countries and everybody else's business. Because they prideful. They speak these great words, land of the free, home of the brave. They speak these great blasphemous words because they so prideful. And our people put their trust in this place. They trust in the oppression of this place. So watch this. Read what you got. Start at verse 1.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Mosai say he gonna bring all nations down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Now, the valley of decisions. He gonna bring them all down there. The scripture talk about the Euphrates rivers being dried up to make way for the kings of the east. And if you go Google them images, and if you know anybody that's in the armed forces that's been in that area, they'll tell you the Euphrates river is almost dry.
That's right.
It's almost dry. I had a brother that's in the faith tell me, listen, my Humvee got stuck in the mud out there. That lets you know that that thing drying up, right? And so he gonna turn our captivity. He gonna take us, he gonna turn our captivity, and he gonna call all nations down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. And watch what he do. Read.
And will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
You see that? For us. See, we got a power that's willing to fight for us. He's not unrighteous to forget our labors. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Because I'm going to tell you something. Ain't nobody going to do it like the Most High going to do it. Through Christ. We can't do it like he going to do it. That's why he say, vengeance is mine. And he going to put the spirit on the men of the Lord to do his bidding. Right? So go ahead, read.
And they have casted lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink.
See that? Sold a boy for a harlot. Slave breeders. The biggest, strongest slave, making him sleep with all the women, even his own mama. Selling our women for wine and musket guns. Getting our women drunk with wine and having their way with it. That's what these devils did to us. And they just happen to think that the Most High gonna forget these things. They think the Lord just forgot about it, right? Read.
Yeah, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
Stop on that. Read what you got, King. Second Ezra 15 and 20. Read.
15 and verse 20. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Lebanus, to turn themselves one against another.
Same thing it just said in Joel. He gonna call all the kings of the earth to turn themselves against each other. But see, we gotta figure out why he gonna do that. Read.
And repay the things that they have done to them, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen.
See that?
That's right.
He gonna make them repay the things that they've done to each other, but more so, repay the things that they've done to his chosen. That's why he's doing it. Read.
So will I do also, and recompense to their bosom. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, my right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth.
See that? Whose blood has been shed upon this earth? Our blood.
That's right.
Our blood's been shed. It's shed every day. Every time you look up, it's a cop getting off for murdering one of our people. And America's so prideful that they just think the Lord is with them. But the Lord got a plan, and it's recorded in the scriptures. And ain't nobody gonna stop his plan. Nobody gonna stop his plan. So again, sis, y'all are Israelites, royalty. You the number one man, woman, and child on this earth. Christ looked like you, brother. Christ looked like you, man. Christ looked like you. Y'all got the same hair as Christ. From the same tribe. So when you leave here today and you're going to and fro, understand that. Keep your head held high. Because you ain't by yourself. You ain't by yourself. First of all, you got a power that'll fight for you, and you got men of the Lord that's willing to stand up for you, sis. But when you hear the voice of the Lord, walk towards it. Because that's where the power is. You can try to bottle it up if you want to. You can try to put it in a can, it ain't gonna work. It works best when it's absorbed. So I'm gonna hand it back to the brother, let the brother bring it out. But again, sis, thank you for your time. And remember what we brought out today.
Hey, I think he might got a question. You got a question?
Here you go, brother.
Most I bless y'all. Right. No, there is no book of Judah.
She's book of Judith. She's talking about the book of Judith.
Oh, the book of Judith.
Yeah. She got to get the Apocrypha.
Yeah, you got to get the Apocrypha. That'll
So-
help out a lot, in the history that goes
Yeah.
into play. So you understand what's going on
So-
by the time you get to the New Testament.
Explain to her what the Apocrypha is.
The Apocrypha is taken out from the Catholic Church, 1700s. Okay? King James was a so-called Bible, something that they hide from us. We got both books translated scholars. So this is the King James, 1911.
You got your 1611 on you?
If you find a 16th
Let me see it.
King James Bible, you'll still have the Apocrypha.
I'm about to show you. And
In Old English, yeah, so it's a little bit harder.
he about to show you his.
But yeah, you can find those online.
So that's sort of the beginning of the
Apocrypha,
close it first and then show it. Not show it.
1611 edition. This the Apocrypha coming in this one. 16. Apocrypha. King James, then you got the book of Judah.
Okay, so when I want to learn more about the tribe of I was talking about, like, where do I start?
Genesis.
I normally just pick up the Bible,
Genesis.
I just read it.
Genesis.
Mix it up too. She's got to mix it up.
Well, she want to hear about the tribes. She got to see how they were born. So you got to go to Genesis.
Genealogy got this started. What we say? Go to Genesis.
You have a husband, right? All right, so your husband can contact the brother for more information, but we also have a sisterhood, right? So go up to the brother Yasharahla. He'll give you his email and his contact information, and from there we got a school. So you can you can call in for class, or you can come on the Sabbath day and learn. Because the best way you're gonna start to understand and really learn is by being taught. Because we've been taught the wrong way. So go to the brother Yasharahla, and he'll give you the information.
Thank y'all.
Yes, ma'am.